reminds me of Eddie the Eagle. Everyone's saying, well, he may be rubbish, but at least he's trying. Waddington. David Waddington. Who the hell is David Waddington? He's the Home Secretary. That's who. When he leaves work in the morning, even his wife doesn't recognise him. Hi, darling. Who the hell are you? Oh, I'm the Home Secretary. Nobody knows who he is. This is him. Recognise him? He's got the third most important post in your government. I confidently expect to see Sid Little elevated to cabinet status. Here we see the next cabinet, with Ian McGaskill becoming Chancellor because of his almost clairvoyant predictions. And he's joined at the Treasury by financial wizard Ken Dodd. And Roland Ratt takes over as Cecil Parkinson, so no change there. Look, this isn't a party political thing. There have been lots of towering figures in cabinet before. Tebbit, Heseltine, Britton, Lawson. You may not have liked them, but at least you'd heard of them. These days, what do you got? Who was that? Aha, you see, you'd forgotten him already, hadn't you? That's your Home Secretary. These days, the only reason a dramatic reshuffle is dramatic is because it takes so long to prise all their faces off the team leader's backside. That's why. This is the Foreign Secretary after he was levered off the back of the bus. They're all stuck down there like limpets. They're clinging on to the mothership. That's why she walks like she does with her chest out. She's dragging the cabinet behind her. They're all down. If they all breathed in at once, they'd turn her inside out. That's why they all speak so strangely. They do that, most of them. They've got strange what they say. The British economy, the Labour Party, the British economy, the Labour Party, the youth of today. Let me finish. The youth of today, the Labour Party, the British economy. I'll tell you why they speak like that. Their tongues are all bruised and knotted from Mrs. Thatcher trying to untangle the top Tory tongue tagliatelle she's got flapping behind her. Cabinet government is one of the safeguards of our precious democracy. It involves discussion, consensus, and it has produced great cabinets on both sides of the House. Churchill, surely the largest, perhaps the greatest political figure this century. A Tory, he was a constant thorn in the side of his boss Baldwin. Wilson included Tony Benn, even though they will never be friends, let's face it. He employed Mrs. Thatcher. They all understood that cabinet is a microcosm of democracy. But these days it's different. Nobody must dissent in cabinet. And nobodies are exactly what we've got. There is more talent and personality in Bros. Town planner. Now there's a word that's changed its meaning, just like junior stylist becomes bored 16-year-old. It's rather like developer, isn't it? Town planner, developer, in some ways. It's almost as if towns are designed to cause the maximum frustration.
Frustration? There you are, on about sex again. You can't get it out of your mind, can you? If you don't stop, I shall call the penis. Sorry, the police.
Every town thinks they have the worst one-way system, and every town does, because they are all unmitigated disasters. They were all designed in the 60s, the psychedelic decade, proof that hard drugs rot the mind.
I just think it would be really amazing, right, if all the cars just went round.
It's a very mystic thing, road planning. All order is chaos. Truth is false. You have to find your own space, because they're not going to find it for you.
Okay, guys, right, look, regarding the street signs, okay, so the guy wants to get to the town centre, right? I think it will be really sort of zen and challenging, armour-wise, for the individual concerned. If, like, he's driving along, right, and we put a sign to the town centre, okay? So he turns, and he's driving along, and then there's another sign to the town centre, so he follows that, right? But here, we put a sign, and it says, Aberdeen and Rochdale. No.
We sit in our cars fuming with anger, getting more and more uptight. They should change the driving test to readjust to the new driving conditions. Never mind mirror signal manoeuvre. I mean, what's that about? All cars are stationary these days. It's irrelevant. They should test the skills you're going to need the minute you start driving.
Now then, Mr. Elton, when I slap the dashboard, I want you to wind down your window as fast as you can, lean out, and shout, "Get some glasses, you blind bastard."
It's not just in cars. No. It's everywhere. We're all so uptight the whole time. So uptight. You walk along the pavement, you're going, if one more person bumps into me, and one more person... The whole human race is walking along the same pavement going, if one more person, if one more person. Why? Well, we're so uptight the whole time. It's almost as if our own bodies were conspiring against us. It's almost as if we were at war with ourselves. You get a little bit of skin sticking out the end of your finger there, little tiny flap of skin, right? On the end of your finger. Every cell in your brain is screaming, "Don't pull it! Don't pull it!" So you grab it between your teeth and rip it up to your armpit. Why? Every part of the body is at war with the rest of every other part. Those two little dots under your tongue that salivate while you're chewing.
Well, if salivate isn't a rude word, it jolly well should be.
Well, I suppose it depends on what you're chewing, really.
They're normally all right, those little dots. They make sure that your mouth is good and moist and assist in the process of mastication.
Now, that is a rude word.
Again, it depends on what you're chewing.
And every now and then, those two little dots decide to have a little game, don't they? For instance, if you happen to be trying to persuade a traffic warden that you were only going to be a minute, that's when they decide to pump 2 pints of spit in his face. Look, man, I was only going to be a couple of minutes. I just gobbed in your mush, mate. I'm sorry. Every part of the body is against you. Your arm. Your arm's normally your friend. Your arm normally looks after your interests, normally does what you want it to, but every now and then decides to have a little game. While you're asleep, it has a little laugh by pretending to be dead.
Oi, wake up. I'm dead.
He's dead! My arm has got you banging it against the bedpost. You're trying to get to my arm. He's died! What? Every part about your bot. Your bot's normally your friend. Your bot looks after your interests, of course it does. Warns you if there's a little guff coming. It does. It does. It says, "Guff coming. Guff coming. Prepare to clench up and ease and squeeze." No one need know. You can ease that in 5 discrete stages. No one will be any the wiser. Gently does it. Easy now.
Do we really need to probe into bottom?
I've had a shaded monocle made for mine, right, because the sun shines out of it.
Of course your bot warns you. It knows how terrible it would be if anyone overheard you farting. We're a strange lot, really, aren't we, the human race? We don't mind making a toilet out of our beautiful world, flushing raw sewage into the North Sea, but if anyone overheard us guff, we'd have to kill ourselves out of embarrassment. We'd never be able to face human society again. That's why it's so important to get an early warning. See, that's why the spinal column, that's the central nervous system, runs directly from the backside to the brain. That's the fart hotline. Your memory works against you. They say that your memory plays tricks on you. Now why? Why? It's my flipping memory. Why does it push off and play tricks on someone else, eh? It's like the ear roll. It's selective in what it tells you. A woman having a second baby going, oh God, I've forgotten how much this hurt. Her memory's going, I am love, I just didn't tell you. You're at a party. You've been introduced to someone 3 times. Now you have to introduce them to someone else. You go, Jan, this is... You're going, come on, memory, give me the name, give me the name. Your memory's going, no, I'm not giving you the name. You're going, come on, memory, I know you know it. Yes, I do know it, but I'm not going to tell you. You can remember every word to the lyrics of Bohemian Rhapsody, but not this person's name. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to return to the point I started at, about the Antarctic and how they plan to develop it. Now, if a single footprint is going to last 10 years, how long do we think the waste from the first Antarctic McDonald's will last. The sludge from the first Antarctic mine. A very, very long time. Longer than even British Telecom understand when they say they'll be round soon to fix your phone. Thousands of years, and yet there are people with sufficient confidence in their own judgment to make decisions this year, now, that will outlive them for countless millennium. How? How can they be so confident? None of us can make decisions in our own private lives. I'm so farty I can't decide which tie to put on in the morning, whether to have toast or cereal. I'm such a little git. If I go to the flicks with my mates, we're all stuck on the pavement for 2 hours afterwards going, well, shall we have a curry? No, let's have a Chinese. Well, we could have a pizza. We all get uptight in queues. We all occasionally eat the skin off the end of our fingers. We'd all die if anyone ever heard us fart. These people planning to develop the Antarctic, when they leave the house in the morning, they're little farties. They're worrying about whether they turned the gas off, whether their friends actually like them. Are they frigid? Because quite honestly, most nights they'd rather read a book.
But when they get to work, they turn into God.
And they make decisions that God would have to consider carefully. Why don't they just admit it? Hang on, everybody, we're all farties. We've done enough damage, haven't we? Let's leave the Antarctic alone. Wouldn't that be nice, eh? My name's Ben Farty, thank you. Good night.